Hey YouTube, it's your girl Nye and I'm back with another video.
Palace, what you cooking?
Why the only one that never lied to me was a scare? Feel like the only one that I can trust is my Glock. Ain't speaking in the streets cause in my cell ain't get no mail. Would you really talk to me if I never call? I've been going through some things and I've been trying to explain, but it's hard to talk. I've been trying to maintain.
So, in this video I'm going to be sharing my 1 week postpartum breastfeeding experience. 1 week and 3 days, give or take. As you can imagine, having a newborn baby, you're really busy. So my baby doesn't feed directly from me. He did feed directly from me, I want to say the next morning for about 15 minutes, and he did get milk, but I had to use a nipple shield, which I'll show you here. This is the nipple shield. Excuse how dirty it is. I literally have not used it since the hospital, so it's kind of been just moving from bag to bag. But yeah, this is basically it. What you do is like you bend it in. I'm not gonna be able to do it one hand. There we go. You like bend it in like that, and then you put it on your nipple and you let it pop out, and your nipple comes to like right here, and it kind of gives them a better grip, I guess you could say, so that they can suck the milk out. So that's a nipple shield. So what happened was my nipple was too flat and he couldn't like get it to pull into his mouth, because if you know breastfeeding, the nipple doesn't go like, just say this is the nipple, and the baby doesn't latch like that. The baby latches like this. So he couldn't get it to the point where he had to do this, and then on top of that, he didn't really know how to latch, so he was learning, so that just made it even more difficult. So the shield kind of like pulls it out and makes it kind of like a bottom nipple so that he can get a good hold. He did that. Then the next time he latched on for like 10 minutes and he stopped because the milk wasn't coming out fast enough for him, I'm guessing. It was right there, I could see it from my nipple, but he just wasn't having it, and he was like, listen, if it's not gonna come out immediately, I'm not gonna work for it. So he stopped latching. Like after that, if I put a nipple next to his face, he screams bloody murder. How do I give him milk since he won't directly drink? I have to pump my milk into a bottle and give it to him that way. It's not that difficult, except for the part where you don't get your milk supply in until after you leave the hospital, which for me was a bit discouraging, because I kind of felt like when I was going in that I was gonna breastfeed. Like, you couldn't tell me anything else. That was my plan. I was gonna breastfeed, no formula. I was gonna do it for like a year. I was gonna breastfeed him directly for like 6 months or until he gets his teeth, and then kind of breastfeed, pump, and mix it into his baby food and whatnot, not have him on my nipple till he was 1. No sir. But I just knew I was gonna do that. That was my plan, but it didn't work, so I kind of felt discouraged just because I couldn't provide milk for my baby, and it made me feel less of a mother. And I was just really sad about it just because I couldn't do it. So I knew that your milk supply doesn't come in, but I was still upset because I was just like, dang, he's not latching, I'm not pumping the milk, he's gonna have to drink formula, and that's not what I wanted. So I would tell you, do not go in expecting your plan to work out exactly how you want your plan to work out, because it won't. So anything with a baby, don't plan, because if you have a baby, don't plan, don't schedule, don't do any of that, because listen, it will not go that way. Just take it one step at a time. What does pumping feel like? So pumping for me feels like nothing until my nipples cracked. When my nipple cracked, it hurts so bad, so the sucking motion kind of hurts for the first 10-20 seconds of the pump. So when I turn on the pump, I turn it on to like the first dial, and then I leave it alone for like those first 10-20-30 seconds, and then I'll slowly put up the pressure as I go. And what happens is I'll leave it, let it get used to it. When they get used to it and I don't feel any pain whatsoever, I'll turn it up until I feel a little bit of pain. Once I feel that pain, I'll leave it there, let the pain go away, turn it up, and keep doing that until the pain is completely gone and I'm all the way on the highest setting. But besides that, it didn't feel like anything at first. It just kind of felt like my nipple was being tugged on back to back. So since my nipple did crack, only one of my nipples cracked, it was this one. While I was pumping, I looked down and there was like red stuff in the pump, and I actually started bleeding. it kind of looked really scary to me because I was just like, dang, now I have to throw all this milk away. And when I first started pumping, I didn't get a lot of milk. I was just like, listen, we're not wasting not one drop. So I felt really bad that I had to throw a whole ounce away. But when I googled it, they said that that naturally happens and the blood won't be harmful to the baby whatsoever, a small amount. And that's exactly what it was. Once the blood hit the milk, it kind of formed into these little blood balls, like balls of the blood, and they were like really small, like they were smaller than a pea. So what I did was I kind of like swirled the milk around in the bottle and then tilted it so they can come to the top, and I twisted up a napkin, and then I put the napkin inside the bottle and absorbed the blood out as much as I could. And then the milk was still like had a pink tint to it, but other than that it was okay. And I fed it to him and everything went smoothly. Nothing happened to him. So if that happens, do not be scared, because I definitely was. I was like, oh my gosh, there's blood in my baby's milk. His supplement. So because when I was at the hospital I wasn't making milk and he wasn't latching on, he did not eat for 24 hours, so they had to give him a supplement, a Similac supplement. This is it. So that one we had ended up buying from the store because we ran out of the little pre-made bottles the hospital gives us, the one where you just shake up and you put the little nipple on it. I just started making like 5 ounces of breast milk like 2 days ago. So far I've been making enough for him to eat. He just needs the formula here and there. But other than that, I'm trying to wean him completely off the formula and make enough breast milk for him to eat. And I do have an appointment with a lactation consultant. Hopefully they will help me with getting him to latch on. We'll see. What pump do I use? So I use the Medela pump. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll show you it now. So my insurance actually paid for this pump, so if you have insurance, make sure you call them and ask them about that option, because a free pump, I'm not going to complain about it, and I'm pretty sure you won't either. How long do I typically pump? So typically I pump for 30 minutes every 3 hours, 3 to 4 if baby's working with me. I try to pump 30 minutes before I know he's gonna wake up, 30 minutes to an hour. So say if I know he's gonna wake up around 6, I'll try to pump at 5, the latest 5:30, and then I'll leave it, because breast milk can be left in room temperature for 4 hours, 6 hours, but they say they want 4. So I typically just listen to the 4 rule. So I'll wait and leave it and see if he'll drink it when he first wakes up, which is typically what he does. If I'm too slow and he wakes up before, I'll give Christopher whatever I have in the pumps so far. So if I have 2 ounces, I'll just give him those 2 ounces and he'll feed it to him. And then usually he'll need about 1 or 2 more ounces. And if I haven't pumped that out yet, I'll just give him 2 ounces of the formula. But usually I have pumped it out. So we haven't had to do that for the past 2 days. But give or take. What do my boobs feel like? Okay, so my boobs feel like hard rocks when I don't pump. Like if I miss too many sessions of pumping, they feel so hard. Like usually you can like squish a boob, but you'll be like that and they'll be like rock hard, and you could literally feel how full they are, and they hurt. So laying your baby on your chest and then kicking and stuff, oh my gosh, just make sure that you pump when you're supposed to pump. I know pumping is annoying because you have to stay still and like not be able to do stuff for 30 minutes, but trust me, you're gonna want to pump. And then when you have milk, well, for me, my boobs get really hot, which moves up to my neck, and I feel kind of feverish. So that's when I know that I overdid it and I need to stop what I'm doing and pump like immediately. What do my nipples feel like? Okay, so like I said, my nipples were completely fine until they cracked, and now they're kind of sore to the touch after I pump. Before that, they're perfectly fine. The hospital did give me a nipple cream, so I'll show you guys that. This is the one I bought myself, and that's the one I've been using. A friend of mine told me just to put like a big glob on the nipple part itself, but I had 2 of these. They went pretty fast because you can see how small they are. So I started using this one yesterday. I don't really know the difference. They just feel like nipple creams to me. that's about it. What I do is I take like a glob of it and then I put it like directly on the nipple, not the whole thing. I used to, but I was like, what's the point? Only my nipple's cracked. So I take big glob, put it on there, leave it on there, and then if I have any leftover on my finger, I just rub it on the pad that absorbs milk. I don't have the box, but it's the same brand as this. So yeah, those are the ones I use to absorb. It's supposed to absorb your leakage. I don't leak, so I just use them together for this reason. Does breastfeeding give you contractions? I really can't talk about this because, like I said, he only latched on twice. But from that 2 times, I feel like yes, because when he did, I did start contracting in my stomach. I heard that that happens because when you breastfeed, it kind of simulates your uterus to contract, which is why when you breastfeed, you get smaller faster. I didn't do my own research on this. I just heard it, so do not quote me. I can be wrong. I suggest you just read about it yourself, but that's just something I've heard. After I get done pumping, I'll take the milk that I got, put it in one container, and then I'll take the bags and open how many ounces I got. So today I did 6, so I took 6 bags, and then I'll fill each bag with 1 ounce of the milk. I used to write the expiration date and all that on here, but my baby drinks them. He doesn't wait 3 days. He drinks them the same day, so I never really have that issue. I started pouring the breast milk into here because I would put like this in there or a bottle of formula, and then we wouldn't know in the refrigerator and we wouldn't know which one was which. So what I do is I only pour 1 ounce in each of these bags because sometimes my baby likes to drink 1 ounce and then wait another hour and then go back and drink some more, and then an hour after it's wasted. So I don't like to waste the milk, so I'll give him 1 ounce. If he's still hungry after, I'll give him another one, and so forth. Typically he drinks like 2, but like I said, I'll just give him 1 ounce, and if he wants another one, no problem, here's another one. And it's way easier storing them in these bags because I warm them up in these bags, so it's easier to not just have to go get this bottle, measure it out, hurry up, fill it, then go warm it up. I'll show you how I warm it up as well, but for now I'm just gonna fill these up real quick. So here's the milk. Me and Chris have a mini fridge in our room for his milk, so I just store them in there. If there is one of these already in the refrigerator from like yesterday, which like I said, my baby goes through them in the day, so they're really never there, I will just take my Sharpie and write on the one that's already in there so I know to use it first. But like I said, that really never happens. That happened once and it was like 1 pack. So yeah. How I heat up his milk is I'll take a measuring cup, and what I'll do is go to the bathroom or the kitchen and I'll put the water on as hot as it can go. You don't want to use boiling water because that's way too hot and the milk gets hot real quick. So I'll put the bag in the water. This is obviously cold water right now because I don't need to warm up anything. But make sure the milk is aligned with the water. Typically, what I do is wash a bottle, the bottle I'm going to use, and by the time I wash that bottle, the milk is done. It literally takes a minute to tops to get warm, so you don't want to leave it alone for too long because it will get hot. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys took stuff out of it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment any other videos idea you have or questions. If you don't want to comment them, you can always follow me on my social media and DM me. I will answer whatever you want. But yeah, that's about it. Bye-bye.
I said I love no one apart, but you don't believe that at all. You say you down whenever I need you, but is it true? Can I call? Say you only you here for me, but now I got second thoughts. Apologies for insecurities, I'm trying to let go my doubts. To be true, no it ain't you, I'm just confused on my flaws. And I've been hurt, I've been abused, and it keep breaking me down. Feel like I'm cursed just to be used whenever I know I'm wrong. This lust, it hurts, so I take first 2 minutes.